What's up, YouTube? I know it's been a minute. Apologies on that, but get busy with stuff. But got some more since the last vid on lid pickups. I've accumulated a few more, so I figured I'd share them in this vid. So without further ado, here we go. First of all, this is one that I actually forgot to show in the last pickups vid. And it was one I got at Ross. So this was a Ross pickup of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I like wolves, so this is certainly a hat that I saw, picked it up. Shout out to Jake. I know he's a Timberwolves fan. I like them because they have a wolf as the logo, and their name's Wolves, of course. Which I still would like to get. And the thing is, I know that these, some of these, sometimes that Mitchell Ness puts out those swingman jerseys, and they sell so quickly. But I know they put out some of the Timberwolves swingman jerseys for Latrell Sprewell and KG, and they also had the authentic for KG. But the swingman Sprewell is certainly one I want to grab at some point. And obviously that's not this logo, but it's the one from the 90s or I guess early 2000s or whatever, whenever he was a Timberwolf. But it was pretty cool. They put those out. But this is the I guess the current logo on the hat. This is a mesh back. It's a new era fitted, but it's a mesh back, so it's good for like the warmer months. But I like it because I like the logo and everything. It's got their secondary logo on the back, primary on the front. It's got those crazy, it's like the Timberwolves and Seahawks kind of got together and said, what colorway can we go with? That crazy lime neon green and the navy blue and the a little bit of gray and white in there. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I like the hat, so I grabbed it. Like I said, it was a cheap pickup there at Ross. I do like to go to Ross. I try to get to Ross at least a couple times a month. I know there's people that just are just crazy with Ross. They go there all the time. They know when new drops are always going to be. I think it's cool, sometimes to follow some of their channels. I know there's a lot of YouTubers that do like Ross vlogs and stuff like that. They'll show video in the store and they'll show some of the new releases and such. And it's cool because you can get some information. Now, every Ross, obviously, in every area, is going to have different things. But, sometimes it's cool, to see some of that stuff, to see some of the, the sneakers that come out or, some apparel. Like I said, every Ross has different stuff and just depends on your area. But, a good collector knows to always look as many places as you can. And speaking of looking as many places as you can, this is a hat when it initially dropped some years ago I wanted to get, and I never did. And as we know, sometimes if you don't move on something quick enough, it's gone, and sometimes it becomes a very difficult thing to find. There was a specific jersey that I wanted to get this hat for. I didn't have the jersey at the time, and obviously I didn't get the hat at that time. And actually, I didn't get the jersey until last year. But this was one of those player weekend hats that the teams wore some years ago, and back when they actually had color on there. I was so disappointed last year. They did black and white jerseys and black and white hats. It was like, because me, as someone who's, obviously a jersey collector, hat collector, I like the color. I like the gaudy colors. The more gaudy, the better. The old school jerseys, and of course you try to get the hats for them, and it's just, lots of colors. So, at the previous few years when they were doing the Players Weekend, which, coincides with the Little League World Series, Williamsport, PA, that weekend, the teams will wear crazy uniforms and, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like a homage to when they were younger and whatnot, wearing those, different uniforms. In the previous two seasons, they wore these really colorful uniforms and, crazy, different colorways. But last year, they just did black and white, and it was very boring. It was very unimaginative. It was like, well, what can we do to screw this up? I mean, no disrespect. If you liked it, if you thought it was cool, if you dug the uniforms and the hat, but I just was like, just and I saw them in person at the Phillies, the clubhouse store, and I'm like, yeah. But this hat was one that I wanted when it initially came out a few years ago, and like I said, I didn't jump on it then. I didn't get the jersey then as I planned. But here we are some time later, and I got the jersey, and it took me a little longer to get the hat, but I finally got the hat. This was a Macari pickup, and Macari is one of those sites like a Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, stuff like that, where you can find stuff. Obviously, eBay is the granddaddy of them all. That you're never going to beat eBay for selection and whatnot, but you can find some good gems elsewhere. And like I said, this was a find from Macari. Got this from a guy in Michigan. So here it is, the Tigers, Detroit Tigers Players Weekend. This is the on-field fitted from that particular season when they did it, and it goes with my batting practice Mitchell Ness Kirk Gibson jersey, the orange Detroit button-down jersey. I basically look like a traffic cone, when if I wear these two together. I'll have to do a vid sometime wearing them together because you will get noticed in that jersey and in this hat. But I like it. It's got the tiger head on there, which is actually the head of the Walking D Tiger logo, which I kind of wish they used instead of just the head, but it is what it is. That's my favorite all-time Detroit Tigers logo, that walking tiger through the English D. I love it. Like I said before, I'm glad they have it on the side of the batting practice this year. I do have to still pick that up, and I will get that. I know sometimes I say I got to get this, and then I procrastinate and it's gone. But I will definitely get that Tigers new batting practice hat because I love that walking tiger logo, and it's on the side of it. But so this is what they wore for that. And like I said, it's the on-field fitted. The other thing, of course, about fitteds is if you don't get it right away, then not only do you have to find it, but you have to find it in your size. And it was just fortunate that, the seller had it, not only had it, but had it in my size. So, it worked out really well. It does have the gray under brim, the gray kind of inside band as well. Yeah, it is like I said, it's the on-field fit. It's got the New Era flag on the side. Really like it, colorful, it pops, and it goes perfectly, even though the errors are different, but it goes perfectly with that Kirk Gibson batting practice Mitchell Ness Tigers jersey. So there you go. Speaking of a hat to go with a jersey, speaking of a hat that I got on a different source, so this one I actually got on Poshmark, and I recently picked up the Chicago White Sox road Dick Allen jersey, which is the powder blue, has the scripted Chicago White Sox on the front of it, just the 15 on the back and on the sleeves. Really like that. It was a jersey that I've wanted for a long time, and I got a steal on that one. I got it from Poshmark, and I guess fittingly enough, I got the hat on Poshmark as well. So this is the hat to go with that jersey because it was the hat they wore during that era of the 70s. The red White Sox hat with the white socks going down and the white button. It's a snapback, but still, it's that old design. That's getting harder to find, so, when I found it, on there, I knew I wanted to get it. It does have a green underbrim to give it that vintage, look. It is sort of, a newer run, so you can tell by the tags it's not like a vintage hat, but it has that vintage look to it, which is pretty cool. And it goes with the Dick Allen White Sox jersey, Mitchell Ness jersey that I picked up recently. So there it is. There's actually a really cool White Sox hat on Hat Club that just came out. I want to say maybe last month, but that hat actually goes a little better with the home jersey from that time period, which I just missed out on getting one. But I want to get one at some point to have the combo, the home away set, and I might have to pick up that hat at some point, because it goes perfectly with the home version of that jersey. The road jersey doesn't have the little logo on the side. It just has, the numbers. But the white home jersey, it's just like a red pinstripe, and it's got the logo, like the White Sox logo from the 70s, that they actually have on the hat for Hat Club. So, that's what I want to get at some point. I hope I don't sleep on that one, because if I ever get the jersey, I mean, I could wear this with the jersey too, but that hat with that particular logo on it would really pop with it. So we'll see. Again, sometimes I think I'm going to get something and then I get a little procrastination with it, and then it doesn't happen. So these next two were eBay pickups, as I said before in my last lids pickup vid. I love these style hats from the early to mid 2000s. I mean, they went perfect with jerseys. The colors were just popping on all of them. And anytime I can add another one to the collection, I'm happy. So this is Oakland A's, but it's just it definitely goes with those A's jerseys from the time. So it's got the white brim and it's white both on top and bottom. You got the full elephant logo on the front. That's one of the other cool thing about the hats from those times. They would put the full logo on there. Sometimes, you see something like that Tigers hat, you just get a little element of the logo. They put the whole thing on there, and that's, really cool. Something you don't see as much anymore. Big and bold logos. So there's the full elephant there on the front. And then you got the side and back, which is kind of broken up with these white lines, trying to give it like a panel look. It's not exactly a pinwheel hat, but it definitely has kind of those elements a bit. It's got the canary yellow going all the way around the rest of the hat. You got the Kelly green A's on the back, and of course the Kelly green front to go with that, the big elephant logo. Love these hats. Love these hats. This one is I want to say, it's an American Needle. And I mean, these are the hats that I look for, because, they go perfect with jerseys. I want to say back in the day, they were made to go with the Mitchell & Ness jerseys. So, I love them, as many as I can get, because I didn't get as many back in the day. And like I said before, maybe it's a good thing, because I don't know how well they would fit me right now. But, so now, trying to get more in my size today, that would be a good thing. So there's another one to the collection. And then this one was a Reebok, and this came out around the time when some of the AFC teams were celebrating the 50th anniversary of the old AFL. And so the Chargers were one of them. So they had the powder blues, but they're older powder blues. They wear powder blue now, but it's more like with the current set. But this is when they were wearing the old throwback powder blues. So you had LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates, and them, wearing that. And this was the hat that came out around that time. So it's got the pinwheel look to it. Like I said, this is a Reebok one. So this is what they came out with. So you got that old logo on the front. And I did just get, I got during the winter sale at Mitchell & Ness, I got the LaDainian Tomlinson authentic that they made for this with the 50 AFL logo. So I had this this hat in my cart on eBay for when I got that jersey, and I knew I wanted to get the jersey during the sale, and I found this hat like just before the sale. So I'm like, well, if I can get that jersey, I want to get the hat. So I grabbed the jersey at the store, and immediately I bought the hat in my cart on eBay because it goes perfect with it. So there's, like I said, the old Charger logo. It's got the kind of dual colorway going for the brim because it's got the the old powder blue on the top and the yellow on the bottom. And you can kind of see both right there. It's got the side panel, which is in mesh, and then it's got the powder blue again on the back with the big NFL logo on the back, which is really cool, kind of the throwback logo. Same deal on the other side with the mesh. Nice hat. Like I said, it goes perfectly with that LT jersey I picked up not long ago. So that's going to be the combo for that. And last but not least, these two were picked up actually last weekend. My buddy Big Slim, shout out to him. He was visiting. We went over to a local mall, and they were doing they had some hats for sale during in the clearance section. So I picked this one up for $5. This is one that came out, I believe, last season that did these kind of throwback, with the white, with the gray under brim and the white, interior band. They did the 100% wool too. So it was like their throwback line that they did last year, and so they had the Phillies, and that's the only one they had. That's the only one they had in the store on sale, and obviously, dust on there. Obviously, that's the local team. So, but there it is. It's like their alternate hat that they wear with the cream uniforms. But this is a throwback to the 1950 50s Phillies, because they wore this style hat back then with the cream uniforms. Got the Batterman logo on the back. So this is actually, not that long ago that they started wearing these back. I guess it was in the late 2000s. But, again, they made it for their throwback line. So, yeah, pretty cool. And for $5, can't beat that. Well, hard to anyhow. And last but not least, so this is the brand new design for this year for the batting practice hats. Of course, they're wearing them in spring training as well. Now, this isn't an on-field fitted. I do like the FlexFit hats. They're just really comfortable on my head. So, not to say I'll never get the on-field fitteds, because I do. But if I can get a FlexFit version of it, I try to do that, because to me, and everyone is different. But, to me, those are, probably some of the most comfortable hats. And when you're wearing... I got a partial season ticket plan for the Phillies, so it's 17 games, and you're talking about, hot months, going to games outdoors. You want to wear you wear for comfort, You try to wear something light and something for comfort, being in those hot months. And so the Flex Fits are like the hat of choice that I like to wear at the ballpark during the hot months. So this certainly would go with that, and I liked it. So this is the Phillies one for this year. I've gotten the hat the last few seasons that they put out these batting practice hats. So it's got the bell on the front, which basically they did last year. Although this year it has the little the Phillies coming on in the inside of it, and then it has the Phillies on the side. It's got the New Era flag on the other side. Like I said, this is a flex fit, so it's not an on-field fitted. So it's a little different from what they're wearing, because if this was one like they would be wearing on the field, whether it was a regular flex fit 5950 or the low profile, it would have the MLB Batterman logo on the back. But this one does not. This is more of that flex fit. So it's got the Bell logo again on the back, but without the Phillies on the inside. And basically last year they had this on the front. So the only thing kind of different about this year is they put the as the hats are falling. That was a good save. See, Carter Hart and me. But the only difference really is they kind of had a little Phillies on the inside of it. And, of course, the Phillies full, logo, word mark there on the side. It's really the only difference. And last year, obviously, they didn't have the bell on the back. They had the Phillies word mark on the back. But it was a little different, and so I thought it was cool, so I picked it up. This was a lids pickup as well as the one I just showed. I said that before, but yeah. So I got a little discount on this because, with the lids card in store, you do get a little discount. At least I do, for the lids near me. I don't have any of those big lids with like the jerseys and everything. Shout out to Major League Hats. He always has lids out in the West Coast, and they got jerseys all over it in like big stores. I don't have any of those near me. I just have the regular lids with just hats in it. That's all we got. But those are cool, and I like seeing those vids because it's cool to see, lids in different areas and how they look. And I was kind of jealous though. Some of those hats on sale, definitely better selection than what we have. I mean, you got a whole table of them. I'm like looking at that like. We just have like a little variety of hats on sale with the $5, or $10 or $15, stickers on them. It's like, and some of those hats that I will say this, some of those hats that he kind of said, that's all right. I'm looking, I'm like, man, that's hot. I want that hat. What was that, like that Lakers hat with like the word mark? I'm like, damn, that goes with jerseys. He's like, it's okay. He's like throwing it aside. I'm like, I should be there. I would have grabbed that sucker. Goes with my Laker jerseys. But shout out to you and shout out to the family there too. So, great job as always with your vids. But yeah, that's about it. Those are the pickups for me. I know I've gone 20 minutes here. I'm sorry, but had a few things to share. Little update for the jersey collection. I did just pick up the last bottom rack that I need to finish off the the kind of remodeling upstairs. So once that comes in and I can get everything done and everything's kind of to my liking, I can get back to doing the vids of me sharing the collection. Right now, there's just things are kind of a little chaotic up there. Things are a little unorganized. I just want to make sure I get it to where I want to get it to. Not to say it will be 100% complete because there's still other things I want to do. But that's more over time. I want to get some like pennants put up there and some stuff on the walls and that stuff that will take, time. But the actual housing of the jerseys, the racks and everything, that should be complete this week. Because I ordered the Z bottom rack from Amazon. It's on its way. It's close to me now, so I probably have it by tomorrow or Tuesday, I would imagine at the latest. And then I'll get that set up. A couple other things I want to do. I want to move one of the smaller racks into the bigger room. This one's actually coming from my NBA room. And the idea is that all of my China run, the newer run, Mitchell & Ness jerseys are going to go in this one. And I'm going to have 2 racks up there just devoted to the older runs that I'm calling the legendary racks. Just for basketball. I'm not doing that with the other sports. I would need more racks, and I don't have any more room. But for the NBA ones, I could do it. So that's something that I look forward to completing. And as I said, once I get that done, the other idea, then I have to get some jerseys that are down on this level up to the second floor, and have them all put out the way I want. And once that's done, which will be a little later this week, I'll get into restarting up that series of showing all the different jerseys. I know I still have many to show, and I just finished baseball for Mitchell & Ness, the Authentics. Still have to show the batting practice. Still have to show the vintage, baseball, the custom baseball I have, and then obviously football, hockey, and of course basketball. So there's quite a few still to share. But I'm getting there. Hey, we're making a little progress, little steps. But I'm looking forward to it. It's been a process, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. And like I say, I'll get that Z bottom rack put up, move some things around, and then things will look a little better up there, and then I can continue on with that series because I look forward to continuing on with it. I've actually also added some stuff for baseball, so I'll probably start the next video with some extra for baseball. I'm always adding stuff, so so I have some new. So I'll show that first, and then I guess I'll start delving into the batting practice and stuff like that. So and you'll get to see the jersey that goes with this. Ooh. Anyhow, it's 24 minutes long. I'm sorry. Hope everything's going well for everyone. If I don't have a video up before, which I probably will, but if for any reason I don't, happy St. Patrick's Day. See, I got my green. I know St. Patrick's Day is coming up in a little over a week from Tuesday. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for giving me some time. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the pickups. A little variety of stuff, but always looking. And like I say, you never know where you're going to find something. So keep your eyes open. All right, everyone. Take care. Thanks for watching.